You know what would be good to see?
Segue King. Here we go.
Kenyans having like rollouts that make sense.
That are specific and make sense. Why? Pray tell. Why do you say that, Afa?
Okay, so I saw
Corny.
Otile Brown on an interview, and he was talking about the song that they just released with Willie Paul.
Yeah.
And so he has this song come out, and then recently he also releases a song called Niwewe in the same week. Now, what's frustrating me or what vexes me, and me and Sam have had this conversation like behind the
We
scenes.
have it almost every week, to be honest
Is when, and this happens a lot in our industry, where an artist will have multiple releases on the same week.
Yeah.
I think that needs to end. I honestly, I think it's one of the most horrible things about music because, or what's happening in the industry right now, because it cheapens the value or the essence of what releasing music is.
Yeah.
One, I think it's really annoying. So he says that it happened due to miscommunication, right? But taking it out of Otile, for example, you look at a lot of artists, especially artists who are maybe even in the urban tone circles and stuff like that, or gengetone, like Furthermore, for example, bro, there's weeks where he might even have 3 songs out at the same time.
Yeah.
And for me, it really bothers my soul because it's like, what are you signaling to your fan base to listen to?
Pay attention to.
Pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it really, really dilutes your essence as an artist. If I'm managing an artist, when we release music, I want us to focus on that release. Even if it's only for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And so for me, I'm just like, no, we have to move better. And for me, it's like, it is that deep. Because some people might be like, yo, my
favorite artist is giving me music. Like, I've gotten 3 songs. I've gotten him a solo song. I've gotten him on a hip hop joint. And then I also have him doing a Gengeton release here. Like, I'm eating. Why are you taking away from? Why are you trying to take my plate away?
There's this illusion that happens where people feel like releasing music is really easy, and is not something that needs to be done at a high level in terms of how much am I putting into marketing, how much am I putting into the rollout
song. The complete evolution of the song from inception to...
It feels almost like when we were just releasing music on SoundCloud, where I wake up today and I'm like, yo, boom, I'm just gonna drop something.
Yeah.
As much as that was a cool time and a cool era, that era is gone. And I do miss that era. Don't get me wrong. Like, I came up from the SoundCloud era. But, bro, right now, if you're on that level and you're trying to push your music appropriately, bro, let's focus on better rollouts. Why do you think there isn't why do you think artists aren't as thinking about this in a more serious way? Why do you think there's an agreeance or just a laxity or just it's fine, I'll release 3 songs in a week, it doesn't really matter?
Yeah. First off, before I get there, I think it's different for some artists. Like an artist like Idaziz, Sophia Nzao, and Nesmburu, who are doing songs with multiple different people. Like Ness will drop 3 songs a week. Idaziz, we've also seen that sometimes where he drops 3 different songs with different producers. Now they are doing different music, and they're just lending their voice to it. So this producer in Stockholm might decide they're releasing this week, and then the other one here in Kenya might decide they're releasing. And so it's harder to coordinate that because you're not part of that. But then...
And do you think they have a huge say on when those songs come out?
Maybe they might. It again depends on their relationship with the producers. And a lot of those relationships is more of, I don't say hired help, but then it's more of you're just lending your voice to it. You're not really part of the creative process in terms of the full spectrum of things.
Got you.
So that one I'm okay with. House music and that stuff, that's fine. But then just regular artists, I don't know. One, why do I think it is? I think one is just, this is going to sound harsh. I don't think we have a culture that prioritizes the full spectrum of art. Music. By art, I mean now music in this case. We don't have a culture that prioritizes that. And so if I have my collective, right, and we do a song, the goal should be how can I maximize this song to its fullest potential? People aren't thinking about that. People are not thinking. I think a lot of our artists stop at niko na ngoma, nataka itoke, imetoka, kwisha. Like, I'm fine with it being out. Oh, have you guys heard my song? I heard a couple of people playing. They're playing it in clubs. They're playing it around. I heard it in matatus. And that's fine. For them, that's cool. People are not thinking about the full spectrum. Because if you think about the full spectrum, you don't want anything to interrupt the plan that you have for a song.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about that. Guys are just releasing music. Hey, we finish the song. Umemix, umemaster. Fit. Hey, ina sound fit sana. Tutoe. And then they just drop it. And that's it. Sometimes there's no pitching going on. It's by luck that they end up on New Music Friday or whatever other things that they have. We don't really think about the process of, we don't value
I think
the song the way it should be
the problem
valued.
is it works sometimes where you release high volume and then it
Something
works.
sticks, yeah.
And so that's the problem. It's like that the fact that people feel like we've done this and it's worked before, and so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Where I'll just have high volume releases every time.
But see, I'd rather an industry that takes care of every single song, and sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not. Because sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not. Whichever way you go, than an industry who just like they're googling, they're throwing whatever at the wall and saying what sticks. People just don't think about. I think people don't value music the way they should, and that sounds harsh, but then they don't value music the way it should. And fine, you've created a song. First of all, let's not even start talking about the mixing and the mastering. But then you've created a song. We've harped on about that so much. The horse is dead and beat. We've created a song, and for some reason, people think that once it's out, that's all you need to do. There's so much goes into it. Post rollouts are a thing. Post rollouts actually these days are more important than pre rollouts. Going to radio stations and saying, "Hey guys," directing people towards you. Like what you do after matters. Now, if I as an artist have released a song and I don't care about what I do after, then all I'm focusing on is I have songs out. So if I have a song out with Furthermore this week, the same week I have a song out with Azinia, the same week I have a song out with Ochungulo Family.
Hey, you're lit.
Oh, yeah. Only the best, man. Listen, only collaborate with the best. And for me, I'm like, hey, this is a win. My fans get to eat. But then imagine 500 people, 1,000 people, 40, 50,000 people being pulled in all three different directions. They're the diehards, obviously. You'll have your select few, the diehards who are going to listen to everything. But then for the most part, you're really trying to, you're negotiating attention. Sorry, you're negotiating attention when you release music.
Yeah.
And so you have to, as an artist, figure out how to get the most attention for what you're doing at that specific time, or your goals and your plans. If not, then you're watering everything down, which is what we see.
And also the messaging could like start, because now people were asking Otile if him releasing a song, stepping on the song that they released with Willie Paul, does this mean that you don't like the Willie Paul song? So that's what people were confused about.
It's confused like, messaging.
And it makes people ask the question, like I said, like, is it that you don't like the song you have with Willie Paul? And for me, I was like, that's actually very important. You don't want your fans starting to ask those type of questions. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Because people overthink, but then you see, at the end of it, it's just what miscommunication and the fact that they didn't like coordinate. So
artists should make the consumption of your music as easy as you possibly can for the fans. Like 100%. Let it be as easy as I look at what you're doing and I know exactly what you're trying to do, or I see what you're trying to do. It takes real skill to do that. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of like thought, like proper thought into the music, which is why I say, again, it sounds harsh, but then I don't think a lot of people are thinking that deeply about how we're going about art. And so it's something that we definitely need to change.
We need to improve on that.
Also, it goes and that goes into everything. It goes into your choices of production. It goes into the type of collaborations you do, and it also goes into things like album art and the visuals and the representation. Because if you don't have that plan and you're not trying to communicate your goal in the easiest way as you possibly can, then you just open yourself up to a lot of different things. For example, AI.